So right now we are in Omaha, Nebraska. We are with federal agencies as they go in, and they're actually doing a targeted enforcement operation here at Glen Valley Foods, where several individuals are there working illegally. There are about 70 officers and agents on scene right now. They're about to go in to this facility right now, and we are the only network on scene.
¿Aquí puede grabar?
Sí, o sea, sí.
¿Por qué usted puede grabar y nosotros no?
Okay, make sure you escort them all the way out to the vehicle.
There's
All right?
some in here, there's some in there.
Yeah, this, I think there's like, yeah, there's like a huge.
We're not starting the bathroom break. Wait just a minute.
Getting sharp. Okay. No knives.
Can you take this up? Oh, you don't have the earphone.
We're going to take him to that center room. Yep, just a second. Let me get some information, then we'll walk you to your shoes, okay? Let's just, use this room right here. It's a little bit less cluttered. Right here.
You coming in?
Get down. Hey. One in the corner on the top. Yeah.
Señora!
¡Vista, ven aquí ahora! ¡Policía!
Vámonos!
Come back.
Venga aquí!
Ven aquí, señor. Oh, señora.
All the way up from the top.
On top. Okay.
They're doing fine. Okay, that's good. That's what they, if they felt me touching their hands.
Embarazada.
Puedes apretarle las manos a él.
I gotta sneak by bus. I'm sorry.
Have a silver accident coming out.
Okay, that's all, be aware that from the second.
Hey, send them out this way. Siéntate. Hey, Justin, where am I taking him?
I said Lorenzo.
She's working on her?
He doesn't want to talk.
I mean, that's fine.
She says she's not. Or we have to do it all at the station probably.
Entonces, niño. ¿Dónde?
Uno en Guaymas.
Nunca arrestado.
¿Dónde está la de 6 años?
We have to take them out handcuffed, right? Since they're legal.
Yeah. ¿Cuáles? ¿Los 3 o solo uno?
Let's go.
El 19 en la ciudad. El 16. Entonces, tienen que nada más 2 son ciudadanos. Ok. Ajá, ¿cuál es el ticket? La niña en la ciudad. So I guess the 6-year-old is not a citizen. ¿De dónde nació la de
Conmigo.
She was born in Mexico.
Hey, who's the social lift operator?
Yes. More, or is that it?
Make us a couple more.
It's yours, bud.
All right, passing. We already took pictures there. Okay, pause it.
Mail, I'm coming on board.
I'm right behind you. Right behind
One second.
That's 9 or 10. Jeez, I lost it. I don't know. Yeah, that's better.
Hey, you want an email here?
Huh?
Email?
I think so. Hold on. If that's 9, we'll just take her. She's injured. Let's take her.
No, we're good. You're missing a seat in this van. I thought we had more room.
Hey, Kaylin, she's injured. We'll take her.
Okay. Can we put her in front? Yep, I got it. ¿Dónde nació?
México.
¿Tienes documentos de inmigración?
Sí, pero está en mi casa.
¿Tienes niños?
No.
Yes. Gracias. Venga conmigo, Así.
In the state of Nebraska, we're obviously here in southern Omaha, where there was a targeted enforcement operation. I don't know if you call it a raid or not, but I'm going to go with targeted enforcement operation.
Correct. We don't use the term raid. Raid is a military term. We typically work with the United States Attorney and other prosecutors to go ahead and conduct judicial operations backed by a judicial warrant.
So was that what happened here today? Was a warrant executed? Walk me through the process here, Elric, of what happened.
So we did execute a civil search warrant here at this location for personnel from Glen Valley Foods that were using fake IDs, fraudulent IDs, or some type of combination of IDs that weren't real.
And now, were they not real, or were they potentially other individuals' identities? So they were real, but they just weren't theirs.
Correct. Right now it seems that there was a mixture of those, but we'll know more as the investigation progresses.
And how many people did we have that were flagged, that were potentially using these fraudulent documents?
Approximately 107.
107. And how many did you guys actually apprehend today?
It is still ongoing, but we're up there. We're in the 100 right now.
In the hundreds.
Yes.
So would you say this is the biggest workplace enforcement operation that HSI has seen, that the DHS community has seen since Trump took office?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
in the state of Nebraska, I'm sorry.
In the state of Nebraska.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Do your
Okay, sorry.
point. Yep.
Sorry.
So would you say this is the biggest enforcement operation that DHS has been a part of since Trump was?
Yes, for the state of Nebraska.
And what does it mean to you to be leading the charge kind of in the state of Nebraska and having this in your own backyard and having hundreds, over 100 people who are working for a gentleman who apparently did everything by the book?
Correct. He is a victim at the end of the day, and together with our state, federal, and local partners, we've been able to make a difference, work with that company, teach them how to do this process better, safer. We will be here to conduct follow-on training to make sure they follow it and know what to look for in the future with fake IDs or real IDs that are stolen identities.
So you are going to have some kind of follow-up conversation, information
Absolutely.
shared with Glen Valley Foods in order to get them on the right path. He did think he was on the right path,
Correct.
It sounds like, but he didn't even ask me, what do? I thought I did everything right. What could he have done anything? I know you're not necessarily the legal analyst or anything, but could he have done anything else? He did E-Verify, according to him.
Well, as I reminded him today, when there's any doubt, reach out to your local Department of Homeland Security contacts, and that's what I promised him. This is not a one-time thing. This is an ongoing process that will continue from here on out, and I will be back in several weeks to confirm that he's okay and he got everything he received from the department.
These individuals, are they living here? Are they temporary, right? Like, what is their... Is it a mix of people? Have they been here for a long time? Are these people that just crossed the border a year ago? Do you know?
It seems to be a mix of people, but I don't know right now as the investigation is ongoing. I provide information later.
Awesome. Okay. And Daniel, anything for Elric?
Well, any specific, there were that specific that was up there. What was the challenge of this?
Oh, the challenge of this operation and these apprehensions. Obviously, we had freezers we were dealing with. We had rafters. We had people literally in the walls hiding. Can you kind of explain some of those challenges to us?
With any search warrant, the biggest concern is safety. And with a location of this size, the best plan for that is preparation and an overwhelming number of support from our federal, state, and local partners, as you saw today. With this location, there was plenty of places for folks to hide, so that slowed down our operation. But as of right now, I can report there's been no safety issues and everything is proceeding as planned.
Yeah, we did see EMT show up and respond and help these individuals. Tell me what that feels like in the human sense, where yes, you have to conduct an operation. You have law and order you have to abide by, but there's still a very human factor. And I saw that on display today. Talk a little bit about that and the priority there.
So everyone here is still a human. We still have to take care of them. There were folks hiding in the freezers that could have been hurt through hypothermia or different temperature challenges. So at the end of the day, everybody has to get taken care of, whether you're criminal, victim, or a witness.
We saw that on display, so thank you, sir, for
Yes, ma'am.
for being human and for doing your due diligence there.
One more
Anything
time,
else?
your name, your title, please.
Elric Serdan, and I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge for Homeland Security Investigations in Nebraska.
And first and last spelled again, please.
ELHRICK and CERDAN.
Obviously, a lot of these individuals, you were under kind of the impression, from what I understand, they had documentation to work for you, and you thought they were working legally. Is
Well,
that
why
correct?
would we not? We E-Verify. So what are we supposed to do? Can you tell me? I'd like to know.
I mean, do they just provide their documents like they would any person coming into work for you, right? And then you do the normal situation and nothing, no red flags, no nothing. They were just normal people, and then all of a sudden you find out
Precisely.
they're using American citizens'
Precisely.
identities.
Right.
How did it feel when you learned that they were using other people's
I
identities?
could not believe it. I was dumbfounded.
Yeah.
These are good, hard-working people. They really, truly are, and they're part of our family.
So what?
They get free pop, they get free ice cream, they get free donuts every Friday, they get pizza. We love them. They're great people. It makes me so sad. They have families.
Does it make you sad that they committed a crime, or does it make you sad they're being removed?
It makes me sad that I don't understand why in the hell they would use false ID when they can, I think, get a visa. Now, maybe if they have a criminal background, they can't get a visa, but I don't know that. And I just assumed that they were all good people.
Let me know in the comment section, are you buying what Grandpa is saying? My whole thing is this, right? If he did all of his due diligence, I just want to know, was he paying them less than minimum wage? Because if he was paying them less than minimum wage, I'm sorry.
He was getting over like a fat rat.
Right? And also he knew that they were not legal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because if they're legal, you got to pay them a certain amount of money.
Yes.
Right? As far as minimum wage is concerned. So I don't know. I'm not really feeling... I get it. He may be just doing a good deed, but I don't think he's as innocent as he proclaims to be.
And they're part of our family.
So what?
They get free pop, they get free ice cream, they get free donuts every Friday, they get pizza. We love them. They're great people. It makes me so sad. They have families.
Does it make you sad that they committed a crime, or does it make you sad they're being removed?
It makes me sad that I don't understand why in the hell they would use false ID when they can, I think, get a visa. Now, maybe if they have a criminal background, they can't get a visa, but I don't know that. And I just assumed that they were all good people. Had no reason to think not.
So where do you go from here, Gary? What's
Well,
next for
I
you?
understand there's a program. We can work with Homeland Security and we can get visas from them along with a list of employees that we can interview, and the ones that we want, we give them a visa, and it's squeaky clean. Because Homeland signs off on it, from what I understand. And I didn't know that until now.
In many different ways.
Right.
That needs to be really implemented in many different ways, because from what I see, he did state that they're good people. They're not here to harm or cause any problems.
Right.
They're here to work hard and earn an honest living. If that's the case, then the assistance to allow them to become naturalized would be greatly appreciated, I would think.
Exactly. But it still doesn't
it doesn't change the fact
no,
that
but
they-
it doesn't
they
no, it doesn't
overstayed
relate
their welcome.
no, it doesn't relate to the people who they're currently going to ship back. Like the ones that they already put on
Correct.
the bus. Unfortunately, it doesn't pertain to those good people, right? But
well, he's a big corporation,
right.
so he can call a shot like that if he really wants them to be back. Because remember, at the end of the day, he's losing almost 200 employees. His company right now.
I get what you're saying, but he's not the court, so he can't call to have them back if they're going to be deported. Now, here's the other thing: he lost half of his staff because I was looking it up and stuff, and they said he lost half of his workers.
Half of his staff.
So to
about
me,
150, I believe.
Right, and to anybody who has a well-thinking brain, that's like, damn, like. Production is going to definitely slow down.
A lot of
right?
A lot of
There's
supplies might go bad.
A lot of loss because this is a meat packing industry.
Correct.
They deal with sausages and meats, and Omaha, Nebraska is known for their good
meat packing.
Yeah, good selection of high quality meats and stuff. So it's like now that there's all these jobs available, I'm going to need some people to step up and fill these vacancies. Right. You know what I'm saying?
No, and I could be the one to say that, you know, there was a period of time when everybody was really complaining about those jobs being taken and oh, you guys are coming to take our jobs and whatever the case. Okay, now the jobs are available. Let's see who's going to go get it.
Right on up and claim your prize.
Let's see who's going to
go. You know, he shouldn't have to wait for a list to come out if they sign off on the list in order for him to get new workers, for them to have to apply for a visa, in order for them to get a working visa and all this craziness. There's American people here as we speak who keep complaining.
Who should be ready, willing, and able
to go and work because they're always complaining about the fact that they can't find a job because all of the illegals is taking the jobs. Well, this man has over 100 and something vacancies.
Yes.
So let's get to working at this point.
Absolutely.
Like you think that it should be more of an open conversation or a public thing that you can have that access.
That would have eliminated today.
If you had known that there was a route you could have taken to get workers who can actually apply for a visa or qualify.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
exactly right.
So is your frustration more with the individuals or more with the federal government right now doing what they're doing?
I think the federal government. Because why didn't we know about this program?
Okay.
Can you tell me?
So it's more the withholding of like, hey, you have access to all these individuals that want jobs, but you didn't even know that, and instead you ended up with individuals using false identities.
Precisely.
Okay.
So why wasn't, I mean, that's terrible. Why weren't we notified?
Well, maybe this story will allow that to be a little bit more of an open dialogue, you know, maybe more individuals will learn from what you went through, because you're not the only one. You can't be the only one, right? That's the other thing. Your business cannot be the only one going through this.
I'm told this morning that we have been the only company that E-Verifies, according to one of the agents. He said his experience has been the employers are part of the problem.
That's what we were under the impression of too when we first got here. Yeah, and then we learned that you did do your due diligence.
Yes, and then we found out that doesn't make any difference if you E-Verify or not.
Now, because you took all of the processes and all of the right steps, are you facing any backlash, any penalties, anything like that, or are you're obviously working with the federal government?
Well, the penalty we might be facing is not being able to hire people. What do you think these kids are going to do? When this hits the media, they're going to be scared to death, even if they're legit or not, I think.
Well, maybe they won't be. Maybe if they're legitimate, maybe we can pray for that. But
maybe
I understand your concern.
Maybe means you don't know. Right. And we have customers that are counting on us.
What he's saying, it's an absolute fact that one hand in this situation must wash the other in order for the economy to stay afloat. In order for a lot of things to stay going the way it's supposed to go, the factories, the construction jobs, all of these places that require a large amount of people to get that job done.
Assembly line type jobs.
Right? One hand must wash the other in that situation. So if you take away one hand, nobody can really function with the other hand.
Perfect example, right? If you own a restaurant and the dishwashers are let's say, e-verified illegal immigrants, and there's no more dishwashers, preparers, or anybody to do the back end jobs, then the restaurant might as well close. You know what I'm saying? If there's nobody to deal with this is crazy. It's a crazy situation. I'm just hoping that, I mean, because this is going a lot further than a lot of people expected. And I'm hoping that there's a backup plan behind this whole situation.
Correct.
If not, there's going to be a lot of businesses going out of business, a lot of pissed off business owners, and a lot of angry consumers and customers.
Correct. Now, I can tell you right off the bat that there's going to be a lot of people that will probably tell some of these employers now that I ain't doing that shit. Wash what dishes? Do what? I ain't doing that. I'm not staying out there in that hot ass sun. I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. Now, those might be the same people that's been complaining about them jobs, and now you got the opportunity to get them jobs, and you still talking, you're talking tough.
Do you have 600 employees, give or take? Is that
No,
about
we
right?
don't have that many.
How many?
We got about 150 all total, I think.
And so about 100 of
Salesmen,
them are
processing.
potentially not.
What?
And that's I don't even think they're
She
finished.
thought he had 600 employees. He's saying that he only had 150?
Whoa.
Is that what I think that's what he said, right?
No, I think what was said that they took 150.
They
took 150.
We're going to rewind it back. We got to get some clarification. I'm sorry.
It's has been the employers are part of the problem.
That's what we were
That
under
they
the
don't-
impression of
they
too when
don't
we first got
e-verify.
here. Yeah, and then we learned that you did do your due diligence.
Yes, and then we found out that doesn't make any difference if
Now-
you e-verify or not.
Now, because you took all of the processes and all of the right steps, are you facing any backlash, any penalties, anything like that, or you're obviously
Well,
working
the
with the federal
penalty
government?
we might be facing is not being able to hire people. What do you think these kids are going to do? When this hits the media, they're going to be scared to death, even if they're legit or not, I think.
Well, maybe they won't be. Maybe if they're legitimate, maybe we can pray for that. But
maybe
I understand your concern.
Maybe means you don't know. And we have customers that are counting on us
So how do
to
you
get
continue?
our product out to them.
So how do you do it, Gary? I mean, we're looking at around 100 people,
Well,
right?
that's why we're concerned.
Because you have 600 employees, give or take. Is that about
No, we
right?
don't have that many.
How
We
many?
got about 150 all total, I think.
And so about 100 of
Salesmen,
them are
processing,
potentially not working here legally?
97, I guess.
Okay,
So
so there's
that's a good
about,
percentage.
that's a majority.
Well,
Maybe there's 600 because that's a franchise.
No, he's saying for this facility.
Yeah, for that facility.
Now he's
She
he's
probably-
setting
she-
the record straight. I don't know where she got the
She
600
probably got her
from.
numbers from the total of employees because that's a major big company there.
I don't know, but
That's a franchise.
maybe not. Maybe it's I don't know. But all I'm saying is to only have 150 employees and damn near 100 of them were taken. You're down to 50 or less.
Yeah.
So they took the majority of his employee. Oh my goodness. Good luck with this one.
all of them make the product, right? They're not salespeople. They make the product. And if we don't have product, we can't sell it, obviously.
So you've got to basically restock your whole workforce at this
Well,
point.
it doesn't look, it doesn't look that good right now, so.
Well, it sounds
That's
like with
why,
your,
that's why we want to check into that program with Homeland.
I'm praying that works out for you, Gary. I hope
Well,
that
I-
opens a door for you and then you have some peace of mind.
I'm told that it's a very good program.
Okay. Well, you keep me posted on that and where you're at with that. Maybe we can do a follow-up with you
Well, I
and
think
come
that,
back.
I think that'd be nice.
I would love to do that with
Yep.
you and talk
Yep.
more with you. Obviously, we're going to be talking about how you did your due diligence, and you really did think that these people were working for you.
Oh, there's no
legally.
doubt
So-
about it.
So we are going to share that, and we'll be behind you on this one, sir.
Okay.
And then please, as things move forward, you have my card, you have my information.
You
Please
bet.
reach out, and we'll be praying for you and your company. And I mean, you guys are the American dream, right? But
Well, we like
unfortunately,
to think so.
you guys need to have people that are, as working here, and you want them working here legally. It's not like you wanted to hide anything, and you
No.
do care about them. They are people.
They're part of our family.
Yeah.
And you know what family means.
Did you ever
That's
turn?
what
Did
makes,
you turn a
that's what
blind eye?
makes
Did you
us
ever know
successful.
about it? Did
Pardon?
you know about any of it? And because they're a family, you didn't want to address it?
Ma'am, we did everything we could by doing what we were told to do. E-verify.
And they all checked out. So,
You better believe it.
all right, Gary.
Everyone.
Okay, well, I expect to hear from you soon then,
Okay.
when we're getting new employees for you and when Homeland is working with
Yeah,
you.
we're gonna-
and we can learn how that program works.
We're going to check into that first thing in the morning.
All right.
You bet, Valley.
I appreciate
Well, thank
it,
you
Gary.
so very much.
You peeped how the news reporter kept trying to use
Yeah.
manipulative tactics and
Yeah.
try to get Gary to admit something, and he's like, "Ma'am, listen."
She really,
But,
she tried
yeah.
to get him. She said, "Do you think that is because they were
You
family
consider them
that you kind of
family?
like didn't say anything about it?"
Like, ma'am, are you deaf? How many times am I gonna tell you the same thing over and over? But anyway, she's a news reporter, and she wants breaking news.
Yeah.
But did Gary know? Who knows, right? No one would ever know, basically. But to be honest with you, this whole situation, like I just said about 10 minutes ago, is really a mess within itself.
Yeah.
My only thing is this: I understand you got to get rid of people that came to America illegally, right? They didn't do the due process. There's laws and certain things are set in place. Don't get me wrong. I'm for immigrancy, but not illegal immigrancy. However, I will say that I get it. There's a lot of people waiting in line to receive their due process in order to come over here and stuff like that. But the ones that are already here and they're working and so on and so forth, and they have no criminal record, it's kind of, I understand, I get it, but it's hard to be like only one-sided, right? So I kind of have sympathy in that aspect. It's like, dang, they have a family, the kids are probably in school while they out here working.
Yeah.
And it's like, your child is accustomed to seeing you pick them up every day. And then suddenly it's like, where's mom? Where's mom? Where's mom? And mom is on the bus, probably heading to a detention center.
And probably unable to contact
To
anyone
communicate
to let them know exactly what her day has turned into.
That's why it's really important to do things the right way. I understand a lot of times people's backs are against the wall, but still, nevertheless, you have to do things the right way so you don't end up in tight situations. Because a lot of times tight situations don't only affect you, but it affects your loved ones as well. And that's pretty much all I gotta say. Anyway, this video, as we said in the intro, was one of the biggest raids. ICE raids that happened.
He said not to use the word raid, so it is what it is. From what we all saw, it looked like a raid to us because everybody was pretty much hiding and was being hunted in order for them to get caught.
Can't use the word hunted either. They weren't being hunted.
So,
there were no guns involved.
Well, you know what I mean.
But
they were playing hide and go seek.
Yes. But at least, shout out to the ICE agents and the ERO agents and everybody else on the team, because we got to be honest, they were definitely practicing humane measures. They treated everybody with a great deal of respect.
Of course, until next time, we'll continue to bring you other great videos just like this one.